coast-to-coast trip with each other continues. Welcome to LA.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome home.
Well, thank you.
And welcome to Los Angeles, you guys. Have you seen that?
No, don't need to. Not good at looking at yourself. No.
And how cool, but how cool. Now this is your mentor, right? One of your mentors?
That's Jen. Yeah, she's a wonderful woman. She directed all the Kung Fu Pandas, and she's like the most successful female director, maybe even in the world today. And so she is, but she's a sweetheart, and she's so balanced, and so she's lovely. So we got to do something together. So it was very nice.
Which is very cool, and it doesn't get any bigger than this. Come on, guys. Newsweek, it gets no bigger than that.
We were very. It means a lot to us because it's such an important subject matter, and so that it's not just reviewed and looked at as a film, and we get to. But yes, it means a lot.
It does, and from the sublime to the ridiculous, it doesn't get any funnier than that.
What is that? Oh,
New York Times Magazine.
No, is that me? That's Brad.
That's not me. That's Brad.
That's cute.
Is it?
That's cute.
I have to ask you, in terms of wanting to get this movie just right and wanting to honor this movie, how much pressure and how difficult was it for you to make sure this film and this story was in fact honored?
I think it was the hardest thing about making it. I think the scene work, and for as heavy as all of it was, the balance of making sure we talked to everybody, that we balanced. We tried to find balance in a situation and in a conflict that there is very little balance, and there's very little. It's impossible to understand. War is impossible to understand. This kind of brutality is impossible to analyze and make sense of. So we all tried to make sense of something that is beyond all of our understanding. So we talked to each other, and they came together to do this, and we just we shared stories and we shared our personal experiences, and I think that's what. But it's very tense today. This morning, I don't know if you know this, but they showed it in Bosnia.
Yeah, I know.
And we've shown it to it's Bosnian people, and people from all sides of the region have seen it, but not inside Bosnia. And this morning was the first time inside.
What was their reaction?
It was very supportive. Yeah.
That must be an incredible feeling.
It's incredible for all of us, especially
it's a
living.
relief, and it's a huge responsibility for an actor to act at all. I think play a role that talks about a recent history, and such a terrible one it is. But especially as for me personally, coming from the region, it's huge responsibility to do the right job. You can't fail. You can't.
I know that you found this movie so important that you wanted to share this with Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton has to be aware that it's coming out because of his history with the region. So we were very, we showed a lot of ambassadors, a lot of people who are directly even named in the film, out of a responsibility because they will be asked about it also.
Do you hope to have a dialogue with him about this?
Oh, we've had a dialogue not about the films particularly. We've had a dialogue about Bosnia. Yeah.
And was he supportive of the fact that you were telling the story?
He feels that it's, of course, it was a part of his presidency, and he feels it's important to discuss. But you'll have to ask him his thoughts.
Will. As an actor, how difficult was this for you because so many of the people in your homeland suffered?
Absolutely, as we all said earlier, it's very intimate, it's very personal.
Yeah.
There was no room for mistake. It was easy to cross the line and do something that is not really respectful for all those people who suffered and are still suffering in the region. So we were aware, Zana, myself, Angelina, of course, and the rest of the cast, we were aware of the burden, yet at the same time very happy in one strange way to be given this opportunity.
Of course.
To present this picture, this painting, this landscape of what the country used to be and what has become.
Ultimately, it's about relationships, lovers, fathers, sons, family. It's ultimately a love story. How much of your own love story with Brad filtered into the writing and the directing of this very important film?
Well, I'm sure, as you can only write from what you know, and I've not lived through war, but I could only imagine and put myself in the position if I was Isla, if he was Daniel, what would happen? Is it possible we could hold together? And so that was in the back of my mind. That's how I made it personal for me. But through it, he's always been very supportive, so.
Would you ever direct Brad?
I don't know what that is like for relationships.
Have you thought about the third thing?
I cannot think of a third, or it's not something I want to share.
Oh, wow. Maybe you guys can help us out. What's a thing, then this will be for us, the third, she's so shy, I love this. The third thing that we don't know about Angelina Jolie, having worked with her, having spent time with her on the set.
It's by Angelina's simplicity. And the way she deals with things, everyday things. I mean, I met Angelina in Paris. She was promoting the Salt at the time, and this is, of course, in relationship to the films we are about to do. And 3 minutes is how long it took for me to lose this fame thing. This I'm sitting next to Angelina, and we were looking at the script, talking about ideas already, and that thing continued throughout. Even today, every now and then I have to. Angelina. And it's not her, it's me. So the problem is somewhere between me as opposed to anybody else.
Yeah.
In how I perceive anybody who, not just Angelina, of course, but so. And that's the beauty, that's the simplicity of it. It's I think, which made all this possible in many ways.